This is the Diman Regional School Committee meeting for December 11, 2025. Need a roll call?
Mr. Jennings,
Yeah.
Mr. Beegan, Mr. DiBiaseu,
Here.
Attorney Flanagan, Mr. Manuel,
Yeah.
Ms. Menard.
Yeah. You have a quorum. In accordance to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20F, any member of the public making an audio or video recording of this public meeting. A member of the public who wishes to record the meeting must first notify the chair. Chair must comply with the reasonable requirements regarding audio or video equipment established by the chair is not to interfere with the meeting. Is anybody recording?
Mr. Manos is yes.
Pledge allegiance.
One allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, justice, and
Need a motion to approve the November 13th, 2005 minutes. Is that in a second?
Second.
Favor? Aye. 1.4, student report.
I'm very proud to introduce you Chase Albanez, who is our new student representative. I'm sure that he will represent the students of Diman very well. He is about to give you his report. Chase?
So as I was saying earlier, our shops are still in the process of moving into the new building. Some, like electricity, have been able to view the areas that they are going to be at in the new building. We are also, like I said, coming off of the Thanksgiving break and pep rally. Our varsity football team went to Medford High against Whittier, and they won by 25 points, earning Diman's first championship in the school's history. And Mrs. DiBiaseu is still out for her daughter, missed from leukemia. Our student government has made letters, and I'm currently in talking with the Chick-fil-A, Fall River, and Dartmouth locations about Spirit Nights, in which during those Spirit Nights, 15% of the profit will go towards the fundraiser for chemotherapy.
So nice.
Thank you. Of course.
That's so nice.
And the ongoing issues every week, Mr. Furtado, he's the student government advisor, and a few kids meet as the Constitution Committee, and we're in the process of ratifying a constitution for the student government. And the student voice meetings that Mrs. Weckesser had mentioned earlier, I believe those were a great idea in that they should be brought back. I know Mrs. Weckesser told me that we are doing that, I believe, next month. We're starting to do next month. I think those were a great idea because it gets the students' view on what they view the student, how the students view the school from their eyes. Because as staff members, you guys see it differently. And I think it is very important that we do it once we get into the new building because everyone's adjusting to it. And there might be changes some students may not like that you might not hear about. That's all I have.
Great.
Thank you.
Chase.
Thank you.
Well done. Great job.
Right, moving to 1.5, we have anybody say this?
We do not.
Point one.
Mr. Chairman, the district curriculum accommodation plan is still being updated, reviewed, updated, and it will be presented at a later date.
Hopefully in January, we will have it complete.
B, 26, 27 schedule change.
Yes, Mrs. Weckesser has spent time with myself and working with other members of the administrative team in order to recommend some student scheduling changes, and she will report that out to the committee.
So, like I spoke about last time, there are many facets to our schedule. As a matter of fact, I believe it was the freshman student voice meeting that I had last year that brought it up, that when you come to Diman, we place you on an AV week cycle, and you don't get to meet the other half of your class because you stay on there. Seeing Diman's scheduling procedures for the first time around the sun last summer, I just found that we had a lot of inefficiencies. We were actually making 2 different schedules within it. It was a lot of work. I put together this document just to talk about some of the things that we were seeing. There were courses that we could offer to one cycle of students, but not the other because of enrollment. We had to, if a student needed something, we needed to take that child out of his cycle and move him as the singular person on the other cycle. Now, not knowing any shop meets. So what we plan on doing is basically scheduling the kids based upon the courses that they like, meaning their academic electives and what they need, and then now dividing them into A and B week. So it actually levels the playing field for all students, giving them exactly what they need. And then it's not just one student getting moved out of the shop to another cycle. This really puts our student body in that place of being able to meet other kids. They won't be alone as that singular person in the shop that got moved, but they'll get to meet other kids from other towns and other districts. As we build out the schedule. So I put together some things, but one of the biggest things that we do have also is we may have a class that has 20 students on one cycle and 2 on the other, right? And that's not efficient use of our resources as well. We have significant class imbalances. We had to cancel courses that had under 10 students and not run them on one cycle. And I think that especially now, not knowing what the student needs will be coming in from the lottery, it positions us to effectively use our resources a lot better.
Any questions?
Sure.
So is this something you would like? Something that's going to happen soon?
Yeah,
What,
well,
26, 27?
yeah, so when we start to do the schedule, now, basically, we're gonna do the schedule based upon what the students' needs are. Right, here's the schedule, because like A and B doesn't exist. And this is how many kids need algebra 2, this is how many kids need English, senior English, right? Then you can take and divide how many sections you need based upon how many kids can fit in the class. And now you balance the A and B. So it won't impact the shop areas. They're still gonna have the same amount of students, but it's doing it more effectively. Right now, if Chase, for example, wants to take AP language, but on his academic cycle, there's only 2 kids that wanna take AP language, we have to say, either you change your cycle or you can't take it. And that
So
is,
it's something a choice of the students.
well, with their academic needs, it's their academic needs, but they'll still be divided into their job areas.
So it'll be, this will happen every year before the year
Yeah,
starts.
right.
In
Yeah,
August, and
yeah.
put this together.
So is this the only reason you do it for
Yes.
E classes?
No, it's not just for AP classes.
So
It could be for, remember, as a vocational, it could be for our ELs populations, it could be for our special ed populations. It could be for the electives, personal finance, for example. We may need so many sections, we only have a certain amount of teachers that can
Right.
teach a subject, right? We may have, we can only offer 2 sections on the A cycle. We have to teach US history on the B cycle, so the teacher is not available to teach it.
There's also a good chance a group of kids will go swapping back and forth,
Correct.
and they'll know people, it'll be a little easier for them.
I-
to-
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah, so,
This is what I consider it's done. Basically take all the kids, let's use even numbers. We have 300 students. We know at some point that's gonna be divvied up 150, 150. We know that. But we're gonna take the 300, we have the courses, we'll get the kids into the courses that they're asking for. Then we divvy them up. Because the courses won't be associated with any set cycle. They'll be associated with the courses that are being offered. And once all they've filled it in, now we'll say, well, Brian wanted AP, but it's only offered on that cycle. Well, I don't want to change weeks or vice versa. So it evens the playing field with the number of teachers that we're going to utilize efficiently. We have seen classes with 3 students in it and a teacher. It's not very efficient.
no,
Another class that has 25 students in it and you see a teacher and you find out it's almost the same subject. So this now sets it where they're going. We fill in the courses, and we say, now let's do it. A, B.
Right. But to add on to that, I know last year I had a physics class with me and four kids and Mr. Chapman at the time. And I think that this idea is good in that it will get other kids to know each other because I know that's a big thing already as in 8 weeks is that I have break, I go to the cafeteria and I walk back. On the walk back, I'm fortunate enough to know enough people in 8 weeks that I like, oh, there's my friend, there's my friend. But some of my shop mates aren't able to do that and just walk to shop. So I think that this idea that Mrs. Weckesser has put on the table is really good and it will help that.
I heard you. Okay.
And as far as scheduling, you said.
It's actually gonna make it easier.
Yeah.
It really makes it difficult when we're trying to balance based upon these kids and tough decisions need to be made, right? And it makes it now we're looking at the full picture and it helps us better prepare as well. If we only have a certain amount of teachers that are qualified to take personal finance, then we know that we have a problem that we need to address.
Will the student have a chance to opt out if they learn that they're gonna be, switched A/B weeks?
Well, that's what they could opt out. We were doing it for
All right.
everyone, so it isn't really,
So
It might not just be
Right.
somebody who wants it, because it could be somebody random,
right,
you know.
and after.
I think it's a great idea. Great idea.
I did go through every scenario on this. I went through and met with all the guidance counselors. I've talked to the teachers, I've talked to the students, and even Mr. Marcison, who says that sometimes we can't place kids on co-op because they're locked into their. And now it kind of opens up that door. For example, if we have an employer that really can't hire 2 students, but now we can hire one on each week, it may open additional doors for us as well.
Very good. All right, recommendation is to approve the 2026-27 school schedule change as submitted.
So
Need a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
C, partnership with the BCC for the HVAC.
Yeah, this is something that I have been speaking to the committee about for the last several meetings, and it's coming to fruition. HVAC programs being offered to adult students through BCC. They have managed to garner some funds through grant funding, quite a bit, I might say. And they're offering it to a core group of 15 students to start. We have started the vetting process already. Applications. BCC handles everything except the instruction. We are using our instructors. We are using their material that they have purchased for these students. They are using our facility for which they're being assessed. They have user week. But the kickoff date for this, fingers crossed, pending snow, is January 20th, and it will continue 4 days a week, ending roughly around the second week of June.
So that's great. Our instructors will be there. Is the state paying them?
Yes.
Okay. So then
All funding, all expenditures is being covered by Bristol Community College, everything. Right down to the tools that the students need, any of the materials. Every student is getting a laptop computer. Every student is getting a bag of tools. Every student is getting safety shoes. They are purchasing all the materials, so they're not cutting into any of the diamond material that'll be used. So they're really gung ho on this, and it's being supported very well by the PCC. And our teachers are on board.
All right, any questions?
No. Great.
So the recommendation then is to, because the contract has not been signed, and you do have a sample contract in your paperwork, that will just need to be signed between, actually, it's Steve Kenyon, who we've met with, Andrew Fisher, and myself, as superintendent, just to have boss here.
Brian, who did this? BCC?
BCC proposed this. If you're recommending any changes.
Well, no, it's just that, just the very first sentence seems to be memorandum of agreement establishes a partnership, and then general provision 7. Then memorandum of understanding does not establish a partnership. There's no step actually right at this minute, so.
Yeah, if it did, Do you want to give me some recommended language?
Just take it out one way or the other. Is it a partnership or not?
So it's a partnership.
You can have purpose establishes an agreement rather than a partnership that is consistent with paragraph 7.
That's it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean, it's not,
I see, I did not make that because we have a partnership
Yeah.
except for number 7.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
got you.
It's not a big deal. I reviewed it. It's fine. It's,
I think the one agreement is.
yeah, it just lays out.
We'll see what their intention was there. Maybe they just meant to repeat it, but in a positive way instead of it does not. Because they say in first sentence it does. Now they're saying in 7 it does
That's what I'm
not.
saying. It's just a conflicting thing. Is it a partnership? I don't think it actually is a partnership. I think they're just using our, because technically
Using our
speaking, they're just using our facilities.
It's use of facilities is what it is.
Yeah, it's, a couple more things that go in.
Do we need to make that change prior to his approval?
If you do the recommendation pending that edit.
That'd be perfect.
On 7,
That'd be-
And Brian, I just had, and I apologize, I'm asking this question tonight. And the only reason I'm asking is I'm thinking about what's happening later on, I was going there.
I got you.
And for resource commitments, are we getting guaranteed, like, is that for a certain amount of time or go year round?
No, they're going this, if the beginning and end date is to start January of 2026. And notice that they would like this to be a 2-year provision in 2028, but it does not go year round. It ends the first week in June. And then it'll begin again. Should it be successful, we would have a second semester that would begin roughly in September.
Okay.
But this is all contingent upon them continuing to get the students to fill the cohort. They would like 15, they will settle for 12.
Because we have time, that's what I'm saying, the cohort size, it says beginning January 2026 and concluding by February 2020.
Meaning not the same group of kids, but the same program being rolled over semester by semester.
So it's to run 2 to 4 cohorts depending on class size in that time frame.
You are correct, yes.
Are you?
No, go ahead.
On that same number 4. The equipment that they're bringing over. How much equipment are they bringing?
They're going to probably bring over a couple of splitters. They're going to bring over a couple of heat pumps, but this is them purchasing it. We do have the space in our shop for that because they have worked with the current department head, Gabe Texera. They've worked with him, and he is actually very controlling in his shop, and he has been working with them on what they can bring over. He envisions that the students will be working in groups of like 3 or 4 students working on one thing at a time, so that the amount of equipment is not massive.
All right, because it's saying here too, down the bottom, that they don't be responsible for moving that equipment into the new school.
Oh, yeah, whatever they bring over.
But my question is, for the new school, it says here that the install, that word install kind of scares me with the new
Well,
school.
they have in HVAC.
So what do they talk about install?
In HVAC, they have a huge board that's inside their shop. And what they do is that they put these things on that. That's the installation. And then when they're done, they take them and they're
Okay.
gone. So it's not a
Same
permanent.
So it's
It's not-
their board
yeah.
that they use for academic.
Think of electricity shop where they have those boards and stuff.
Yeah.
HVAC has the similar one to get the kids up, running, how it works, and then they remove it.
Okay.
The only thing I was gonna, do we have enough storage space?
Yes.
We'll be able to.
Plenty.
Yes. And BCC is purchasing their own permanent storage case to bring in here, so that will be a division of what is Diamond's and what is theirs.
All right, so their recommendation to approve the partnership,
We want to
or we wanna, that, or edit.
Pending edits.
And at the beginning, just at the beginning, that this is an agreement.
What's the motion?
Their motion
That's
is
what they meant. That's what I'm trying to get the right motion.
just to approve this with the number one
Yeah. I
purpose
would
being
just
this is an agreement establishes.
I would say
agreement
approve.
between.
Approve the memorandum of understanding or use of facilities. That's all really this is. This is a little more detailed, but they're gonna go on a use of facilities. I would use it as that, use of facilities agreement, memorandum of understanding
Yeah,
for
I like that.
use of facilities.
And number 7, strike the first dot in its entirety.
Okay, number 7,
7, general provisions.
I would keep that.
Keep that, just number one.
I would keep 7.
Yeah, just keep the one that's.
The one's gonna be changed.
So it establishes a use of facilities.
No, you put memorandum of understanding establishing a use of facilities agreement.
Between
Yeah.
Bristol Community.
Everything else stays the same, then you leave 7 alone because this does not establish a legal partnership, joint venture, or employment relationship.
Right.
Okay, so
That's good.
Don, you made the motion.
Yes.
Need a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. That was very good.
All right, 3.1, to an MSBA Student Building Committee. Guys, you want to make a one?
Just to give you a quick update on the school, the best thing that I can tell you right now is we're approximately 70% at build, and we are on budget and on time. That's the most important thing. So just to strike a couple of things that are going on with the construction right now. The storage building that's out back that they started to build a month ago is ongoing, and they'll be doing the flashing and then eventually getting the signs on that in the near future. That is the storage slash maintenance building for the maintenance. The crane, well, hopefully it's all done. All the rooftops are finally on, all what you see up there. And floors throughout the building are being worked on. The most important one is the polishing, which we thought would end up messing up our time schedule. But they did a great job in Voc-Tech, and they've already moved on to graphics. And from there, they'll be going on to other shops. Jonathan, who's in charge of this for Suffolk, is moving them to different areas because when they go in there, everybody else has got to get out. I went in to watch her do an Voc-Tech, and it's a tedious job. That poor guy who stands there all day with that machine going inches at a time is amazing. Good for him. But anyway, so that is on schedule and then moving along and will be done well before our June 1st time. I hope. They're starting to put doors in. Windows are being tested and everything is passing so far. So we're doing great on that. They are putting drywall up on the top floors now. Kitchen equipment for the cafeteria is all in, and it looks like a lot of brand new stuff. So the whole kitchen will be new as well as the culinary shop. The auto collision, the slab, which is our last slab that board, has been done. There was a lot of work to be done with the paint pools coming in and making sure that was correct. And they did get it finally in that has been poured as of last Friday. Any questions, anybody? No.
All right, moving on to a reformation. Finance contract change order to the CEO number 012.
And this, Mr. Chairman, yeah, for the reaffirmation, this was already previously approved by the school building committee, and you've given permission for them to go ahead. This just needs to be revoted here tonight.
yeah,
Okay, recommendation to reaffirm. So, need a second?
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Moving on to the MSBA project expansion.
Mr. Crossell, as for your explanation, or just for your information, exactly what has been expended, should go through that. You do have added to this though with Suffolk. I'll stop on that one right there, Mr. Crossell. I don't want to confuse things.
Okay. So the first one we have is Colliers for their services rendered through 11/30/2025 for $121,484.25. For KVA, also through November 30th, 2025, we have an invoice for $136 for $11.59. I do have the Suffolk number, it is not a personal record, should I, would you like?
Yeah.
I can go ahead, but that's because it was nice, see the $40.
Okay.
It's okay,
Go ahead.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
So this is for the services through November 30th, 2025, it is $6,799,107.41. And the final invoice is for Yankee Engineering for services through July, and it is $14,045.
Okay, any questions, comments? Moving on, recognition for the MSP project expenditures as submitted. So second, all in favor? Aye. Favor? I'm sorry. Opposed? None. Moving on, 3.1, other matters, the house building program update.
Janet's.
Thank you, my friend. All exterior walls have been built, raised, and braced, including the garage. The subcontractors there are doing the roof. We anticipate the roof being complete on December 12th. The carpentry students were on site watching the install of the trusses and all the trim work with it that the roofers were doing as a learning opportunity. We expect windows, doors, and interior wall material to be delivered to site starting on Monday. Hopefully all of it will come on Monday. We'll start putting up windows and doors, making the building weather tight before Christmas break. That is the goal, assuming we have the weather. The concrete flat work, including garage and basement, has been coordinated to be completed on December 12th as well, once they finish up that roof. When we come back from the Christmas break, the plumbers and electricians will start the rough wiring, the plumbing in the basement, and they'll be completing the interior walls on the second floor. HVAC is currently prefabricating all the ductwork in preparation for the install when they're ready for the HVAC to go in there with the ductwork. And that's where we're at with the house.
All right, this is the list of projects.
Project list. You should all have an updated December list. I've made a few adjustments since I compiled the data and sent it out last week. We have. So we have, right now we have plumbing. They're over at the Fall River Bio Reserve in the Conservation Building. It's got a leaky boiler. They got to reroute some PEX lines and reroute some heat lines. And plumbing is on site doing that now. We also have on site work. Where'd it go? We have a new job that came in from Fall River. The facilities management team is doing a shed over a hydrant to allow them to, in a long term, put in some heat so that the local facilities can use that hydrant to fill water trucks and all that stuff all throughout the year. Right now, they have to shut it down in the winter months because it's not advantageous for them to be out there filling it all with water. So they're in the process of, this job just hit the deck. They are making plans, build this shed. They're gonna build the shed in one of their garage facilities and then install it for the weather allows them to. We've got anything new.
Right.
Nothing's really new that's hitting this. The Masonic Lodge over in Westport, we've got our electrical crew over there. They're kind of in a holding pattern, waiting for the house to be ready for them. So they accepted the job to upgrade some of the fixtures within the building. Approximately 30 hours worth of work. So Mr. Chase accepted that job to hold them over until the house is ready, just after Christmas break. And that's what the crews are working on at this point. All the small stuff that's happening in the carpentry shop, all the cabinet work they're doing is still ongoing. They're hoping to have it wrapped up just before vacation, before they start the projects for the house, the couple cabinets that they're building for the house.
Yeah, questions, comments? Oh, thank you. All right, moving on to, C, LPN Subcommittee Report.
Chairman, we have before you the old version of our revocable license between BCC and Diman to relocate our LPN program there. The subcommittee has met and we approved a new version, just changing two items. Number two, under license premises, we're gonna change the time from 7:30 AM to 10 PM to 6:30 AM to 10 PM. And Mr. Bentley got us a discount. So,
Just so the committee knows the reason why we went to 6:30, Brian's already, is because our contract with the people who work in the LPN program actually start work at 6:30. So we had to have that consistent with the contract for the people that work for us to be able to get to work at 6:30. And then Brian did make a deal with it. It's a little bit better price.
on the license and fee, it goes from 6,500 a month, 59.58 a month.
Brian goes a month really for free, which was good. Just divided it by 12. You got a whole month of the rent taken out because of the time you may be closed. They can't. They said, well, listen, we're not gonna move all your stuff out just because you're not gonna be there for a month here and there. So, but they did give us a concession.
So what's the fee per month now, gonna be?
59.58, I'm sorry. So,
But that becomes a wash because of
yes.
we're doing.
Sure. And then if you notice the map layout, we'll be in building B with our lab on the first floor, along with the classroom on the first floor, and then smaller office on the second floor, all in the same building.
The members of the board of full transparency, we do have to do a small build out. They're gonna do the work and then bill us.
Yes.
It should be relatively small amount of money. I don't anticipate it. I wasn't actively involved in the actual details of that. Brian and Mr. Bell, for example, he did build over at NCC, want to put that together. But we do have to do a small build up. Shouldn't be much.
We have to install a sink, that's not currently there. They're gonna take care of that for us. And we have to recreate a sim lab, a simulation lab. We have the area for it, and what they have currently in their building, it fits exactly where they're gonna put it in this building here. Just a transition, but it's going to need, just a little bit of work, not a lot.
And yeah, move from there to there. We get a close on the expense for that.
I haven't gone that far yet because this all just came about weeks ago. With confirming everything up, make sure that's working. That's why you had that version, the newer version, still being traded back and forth earlier this week to get it all tonight's meeting. But they have agreed in principle to everything. Steve Kenyon, the vice president of BCC, and is representing Diamond Region, agreed in principle to everything. Everything's very amicable. Very.
And some of the things like, for instance, there's a big area where they already have desks there. We may just use their desk depending on what the situation is. So that's probably another reason why we haven't got a big handle on the moving costs, because not quite sure what's really going to go from the wall to BCC. We may scrap some stuff or put it on for our, what's it called?
Surplus, we did provide Lisa with a move management listing similar to what we're doing with the building here. So she can start going through her, just like they're doing in high school, their surplus, their trash, and their keep. So then they know ahead of time, so we can start going through that, just like they do for the high school. So it's all the same process.
And BCC's, like for instance, just a small thing, but like their cafeteria, they're already going to try to get us a discount for our students, like they give their own students like an 8% discount. It should be a good situation, because it's college campus. So it should be a very good situation.
Steve Kenyon.
Oh,
Nice guy.
amazing.
He is.
So, I mean,
They're very,
they're kind of doing whatever we want.
they're anxious to have us there.
Good.
And that's a perfect parking lot because the parking lot's right out front and there's plenty of.
They got police until 11, actually campus police till 11 PM. They got full security 24 hours.
Yeah.
They're gonna give us all the mechanisms to get in and out of the building, keys and so forth and so on, so I think it's a good situation.
I do too.
It really is. And for the money, it's about 1/3 of what we're paying. Even if there wasn't a wash, which there is, so it's gonna really be a wash of money, but even if it wasn't, it's the amount of money is 1/3 of what we're paying.
In full transparency, there will be a small charge to Diamond,
Well,
because
it's a
we're
big
doing it
savings.
5 days a week
Yes.
over there, they're doing it 4 days over here, but we're charging the same price for everybody, so there's gonna be a small difference.
Yeah.
And
Negligible.
the right atmosphere,
I agree. Yes,
an academic kind of atmosphere.
absolutely.
All right, the recommendation is to approve the contract with BCC for the relocation of the opening program at negotiation.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Aye, opposed?
Mr. Jennings, there is a fresh copy of the contract, which we presented to you at the conclusion of this meeting.
All right, the policy subcommittee reports.
There's several policies here that be looking for full board's approval. The subcommittee did approve the policies, but I'd like to have our superintendent and also our finance person to go over these for me. Want to take them in order? You want to go ahead, Mike?
Sure. So the student activity agency account guidelines and procedures, which is the booklet that you see before you, it has been updated and modernized in order to reflect current practices as well as recommended procedures from MASC or under law. Leslie then was to have gone through this very carefully, and they have made the corrections. You see in the booklet anything that was stricken, changed to current language. We're making sure that we follow up with it. It was a little dated.
So the next one would be purchasing.
On purchasing, it just indicates that we have to follow the rules, the regulations, the law, procedures and policies as we have established. Very small change in here. That was one word as you see in red. The agent, and the agent is us. This is again was updated from MASC in 21 to 22. It's now been updated to reflect 25.
Moving on to graduation requirements.
Graduation, I'll leave that to our high school principal, our assistant superintendent, Mrs. Weckerson.
The graduation requirements are still remaining consistent with the exception of removing MCAS testing for competency determination. So that was recommended. And also to give you a side-by-side on the competency determination, which we have to submit those and our graduation requirements to DESI by December 31st. We are consistent with what other area local schools are doing.
And then that's all. Opposite verification. On to co-curricular, extracurricular activities.
These three are the governance of the, as an extension of the title, it's co-curricular and extracurricular. We serve, this is as guide for the student activities, goals for each student. Balance program guidance is offered to encourage participation, and all activities need to be supervised and faculty advice. And again, this goes back to 2021. It was updated. It's now been updated to 2025.
Any other questions? On the student travel.
Student travel is confirmed for the practice that we're already doing, which again means that all travel should come. I bring all travel before the school committee here, especially if it is overnight and or out of state. And that this reaffirms it. As you can see, it was done originally in 21. This now brings it up into 2025.
All right, recommendation is to approve.
Would make that motion for policy EJ, policy IKF, policy IKFE, policy JJ, policy JJF, and policy JJH.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Opposed?
Chair.
Okay, moving on to.
Chair.
Oh,
And student activity,
agency accounts, guidelines, and
This one,
procedures.
student activities and funds management.
Yeah.
This was explained by Ms. Petrotho, Mrs. Wexler, indicating the authority that we have to collect funds, to accept it for an activity, what we have in funds, how it's dispersed, in order for all the regulations under the law. For graduating class, the inactive student activity deficits, that we are in fact following what needs to be done. With the striking of the letter, all the language you see at the top, we are now in total compliance with the current practice and procedure. This updates this from 2021 to 2025.
You know,
Motion.
a second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye. Thank you, Elaine.
Thank you, good, thank you. Moving on to E, personnel.
Right, for personnel for appointments, you see this is for the committee's information. We have an LPN instructor, plumbing instructors, those departments are now at full complement of teachers. The others are the mentors and the coaches that have been hired for our sports and extracurricular activities and for teacher mentoring. Resignations, we do have 4. The diversity club advisor, a freshman basketball coach, the assistant cheerleading coach, and the cheerleading coach have resigned. We have appointments in place to take each of these spots that have been advertised with applications and vetting process.
Continue on to, advisory
One of the advisory board, these are new members that have applied, new individuals, Jameson Carrero, mechanical, architectural, additive manufacturing. He currently works for a civil engineering company. Sean Morissette, facilities maintenance management. He's a current plant engineer, facilities manager for a local private school. And Paul Nagara, former teacher here at Diamond, recently retired. He wants to come on as an advisor on the advisory board. And the recommendation is to appoint Jason Carrero, Sean Morissette, and Paul Nagara, the identified advisory board for a term of 3 years.
a motion to approve. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Paul is a 79 graduate.
I know. All right, moving on to F, student travel.
This is a request from Tara Menard, English instructor, an out-of-state travel request for AP literature students to participate in literature and art tour at the Risney Museum in Providence, Rhode Island on January the 14th from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. And the recommendation is to approve this out-of-state travel request from Ms. Menard and her students to participate in this tour at the Risney Museum on January 14th, 2026, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Need a motion to approve. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Second request is from Priscilla Wicks. She is the dental assisting department head and an instructor. She has submitted an after-hours travel request for students to attend the Yankee Dental Convention. This is their annual convention that they go to, held in Boston, January the 29th, 2026, from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. And the recommendation is to approve this travel request submitted by Mrs. Wicks for students to attend the Yankee Dental Conference being held in Boston, Massachusetts, at the Heinz Center, I do believe, January 29, 2026, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Long day for the kids. Enjoy it thoroughly.
Need a motion to approve. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. On acceptance of gifts, we actually have some very interesting ones here. The first one up is from Kurt Schunat. He is the precision machining department head. He has submitted a request for 5. This is actually a little complicated, but I'll try to break it down. He recognized that there was going to be he needed toolboxes. These are the roller type toolboxes with an estimated value of $13,500 each. A Diamond graduate, Mr. David Fazina, who currently owns a company, he donated all 3 of them. So the total value is approximately 13.5 times that. It is, and the recommendation is to accept it. The 5, yeah, I'm not going, I'm just gonna read. I was an English teacher, so. But it is,
So the total amount.
the total amount is, I'm sorry, the total amount is 13,005.
Not-
Each
not
one is
per
worth,
month.
no.
Oh.
Each one is worth, I saw that as I got into it, so I'm backing out of it gracefully now. Each one is worth $4,500.
Okay.
But he's donated to Diamond, and the recommendation is to accept that as a donation.
Need a motion to accept. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. another Diamond grad coming up here to rescue us. Suzanne Raposo, the NTHS advisor, she was looking for a request. She needed T-shirts for the kids to parade in the children's parade, which was just held last weekend. She was looking for a $500 donation. It was made by David Saber Auto Body to sponsor the Fall River Children's Holiday Parade participant T-shirts. The recommendation is to accept that $500 donation by Dave Saber Auto Body as a sponsor for the Fall River Children's Holiday
Need a
Parade.
motion to accept?
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Dave, I'll note that Dave is a 79 graduate.
And most recently, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And this one is kind of a remarkable. Paul Baldwin, electronics engineering technology instructor and department head. He is requesting to accept a donation of miscellaneous components. Estimated value $43,275 by CTS Services of Pelican. I asked Paul to go and attend to and go check these out. That's a substantial amount of money to be donated to this program. When he checked them all out, they are all quality. And so the recommendation is to accept this donation, miscellaneous components with an estimated value of $43,275. Yes, services of Pelican.
Is there a relationship there? Is there?
And it is a company that he has done business with here at the school, but it's casual business. And he was contacted outright and just said, do you want these components? My fear was that, are they throwing them away or are they giving them away? And he checked them out. He says, no, they're quality. That's good stuff.
Oh, good.
I just want to make sure we can use it.
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
I guess like away TVs.
Which is,
Motion is to accept the donation. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
and Heather Hughes, who was our medical assistant instructor and department head, has submitted a request to accept the donation by South Coast Health Internal Medicine, Fall River. Expired supplies, but these are sterile scissors, sterile forceps, sterile gloves, sutures, suture removal kits, urine cups, swabs, staple removal kit, N95 mask, and an arm sling. All of these are going to be used as teaching tools. And the recommendation is to accept that donation from South Coast Health Internal Medicine. There is no value set on this because they can't set a value. It's expired material, but they do want to donate it because it does be useful.
Need a motion to accept. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to the use of facilities.
For the use of facilities, this is Springfield Community College has submitted a request to use the facilities for that HVAC partnership program, which we just earlier was recommended and approved. The program runs Tuesday and Thursdays 3:30 to 6:30, and on Saturday 8 to 11. BCC is looking to use the HVAC shop in adjacent classroom, and the recommendation, this is to reaffirm it, is to approve the request by Bristol Community College to use the HVAC shop. The hours and the dates indicated. And the use of the facilities is going to be in accordance with that contract that was just reviewed earlier and is has been approved pending the edits.
Need a motion to approve the request. So moved. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. And Jennifer DeMariano, who is sitting here at our table, has submitted a request to use two shops for NOCD testing. This is the teacher testing through NOCD. It was held on April 11th, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and to waive all unit facilities. As a recommendation is to approve that.
Yeah, just shops or classrooms? Shops. What shops are they referring to?
Facilities and cafe.
So the recommendation is to approve the request to use the two shops for the NOCD Career and Technical Teacher Testing to be held April 11th, from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. We are proud that Diamond is a teacher testing site. That the fact that people who need a license can come to us.
Right.
Need a motion to approve. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And in an annual event, Celeste Torres, our science teacher, has submitted a request to use room 251 on January the 22nd from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. for the American Cancer Society Greater Fall River Relay for Life Team Captains Meeting and to waive all use of all facilities fees. This is not all the participants, this is just the team captains. And the recommendation is to approve that request made by Mrs. Torres to use room 51 for the Fall River Relay for Life team captain, 6 to 8 p.m.
Need a motion to approve? Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next in other matters is naming of facilities. Put this on the agenda so we could clear this up before we go into the new school. What it is we have certain areas of the building that are named after people. We're looking to see the committee's decision whether they want to leave it and bring them over to the new school, or what do we want to do?
Mr. Chairman, I've had meetings with Ms. Bentley and the Alumni Association on this. It's a new generation. We're going into a new school. The students and faculty today don't know any of these people. I think somebody in the new school, 20 years, 30 years, 15 years, whatever it is now, that is an outstanding instructor or whatever, administrator, should have a chance for something to be named after them. And if we bring all the old names from this school, these people have been fantastic and good people, it would be a injustice to people of the future. We don't want to forget these people. The conversations that's been had is to as we've already decided, Mr. Harrington's field, that is going to remain Mr. Harrington's voting field, because that is still down. We're keeping that right over the softball/baseball complex. But we have talked about with the alumni about having Mr. Rubber Sandwich, for example, who I think is a fantastic man. He was good to me when I was here in '79, and I respected him well. But to do things in memory of these people, one would be on the a visual thing, where a visual on TV or however you want to say it, we continuously bring these people up and mention who they are and what years they were nominated for these, like Mr. Rubber Sandwich for mechanics, for example. But and then also recognizing them with other ways, such as their nameplates put on the back of benches, put in the areas where they were, like whether it be track and field or outside our gymnasium, whatever, because we don't want to forget their names, but I think we need to leave the gym floor, the gymnasium, and other places for people in the future who would put in their time and have been successful and good to our school. So I totally don't believe, I know that some of these people are fantastic people, and all of them are fantastic people, and they did a great job for Diamond Regional during their careers here. But I just think we're going into a new generation, and I think the newer generation, school committees, and administrators and teachers and faculty and students should be able to nominate people for those areas.
Well, my thought on this is to bring over the existing signs over to the new school. What we can do is make all the signs equal sizes instead of different sizes for everyone. Underneath their name, we could also add what they accomplished here, a little background. This way here, the people coming over, they know who these people are. I mean, we're back.
We know them all.
We know them all.
How many people are we talking about?
13.
13?
So I think to keeping up with the history of the school, I think bringing the signs over, putting them wherever they may be, gymnasium, auto mechanics, carpentry.
But it's like the track. We have a successful, great track coach for the next 20
We
years.
can add a name.
But you're naming the track after an individual. You can't name it two individuals. Track is named after this person. The gym named after this person, or they.
Well,
You know,
I think the people that he named things already after have accomplished, you know,
I don't want to forget them, and I totally believe what you're saying, that we should take plaques and make people aware for the future, but I think we should leave it blank for people to nominate, like auto mechanics, Mr. Ramasavich, fantastic man, great guy. But I think an automotive teacher for the future should have a chance to have that shop named after him. Mr.
Or her.
Ramasavich is that, or her, excuse me. But that Mr. Ramasavich never taught in the new school. He never was in the new school as the administrator, and he's just a superintendent. That's my feelings. I believe it should be, and I totally believe that's some.
I just don't want to lose the history.
I
I
don't
think by bringing the
Well,
plaques.
we're not losing the history because we are bringing the plaques over, and we are going to still remember them. But we
Put the
should.
plaques at the shops where they're named after.
But you're still naming the shop like
Exactly.
after that person. It's not fair to the teachers and the students of the future.
I'm with you.
All right, I'll make the motion. We bring the signs over.
And
Little
keep-
description of what the person has accomplished. Name the shops after those people, just like we are in the
You
existing.
mean continue?
Continue.
I would like to postpone this until we have a full board here that can make a decision on this. And I think it's not something we should just talk about once and just do it. I think it needs to be vented by everyone and talked about because
I think having the full board is a good idea. It's okay. I'm with you.
Yeah, I agree with
We
you.
can bring it. We'll put on an agenda for next.
Is that on
Yeah.
the agenda for January?
Yeah,
We have a list of the names, next.
yeah. It would be good to have a list of what's named after
I
people.
do,
and what's-
I
Just so you know, I'm not, nothing about that, but if Mr. Flanagan is not here, is that gonna be considered not a full
that's
board?
fine.
Only because I'm not sure when he's
We
coming back, I
understand that.
spoke to him, he's not sure yet.
Is he doing good?
Doing better.
Well, we don't have to, we could postpone it for another month.
But
Is there-
like I'm saying, I'm not sure when he's coming back.
The only thing it has to, because it'll be part of the project, that we're going to do the monitor and we're gonna do anything. It's all part of the cost of the project. So yes, it will eventually be done. If we are gonna put names on something, then they're the ones that's going to be, putting them.
Yeah, but
Well, no, I think school committee is the ones that actually name these.
Yeah, no, not names, don't.
you mean physically?
Physically, yeah, not physically do it.
That's
With
no
a
big
a
deal.
plaque.
Yeah,
That's no big deal.
Yeah, that's. We can take care of that, I'm sure.
So this will be on the January
On January.
26th agenda, and also I'll have the names and what's been, where it is.
Yes, where it
That way,
is, yeah.
so that everyone's aware.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Jay, 25-26 school calendar change?
Yes, this is to reaffirm a conversation that you and I had, Mr. Jennings, that due to our middle school tour, which we had yesterday with 1,000 plus students in the building here, which was
It was amazing.
It was a hugely successful. It really was. But this is to reaffirm that we needed to change the time for preparation purposes and transportation more than anything, from 11:58 to 11 a.m. And you gave that permission to do that. So this is reaffirming that.
Recommendation to approve the 20. Need a second?
Second,
All in favor? Aye. All right, then we have H. And what do you want to?
It's down the leads.
Oh, it's cute. So, we went up to bid for, relays last school committee, you approved the trade-in of relays. So this was the most responsible and responsive bidder, which is Southwestern Industries. There is plenty of room in the shop for this. They will come in and remove the 3 lathes that you got approved last committee to, be removed. And they will bring these in. So I just asked that if you approve, this bid for $124,273.98 for the precision machining and engineering department.
Mr. Chairman.
Yep.
Is this going to be done now?
Yes,
We're gonna take your ones out,
They're gonna
install
take the
the
old
ones,
ones
and then we're gonna move them
they are
again.
ready to go, yes.
All right. Need a motion to approve? So need a second?
second,
Favor? Aye. All right, and surplus equipment?
The property is funded, report.
So
Yeah, I want to stop. So there gonna be a lot of items moving forward, okay? So, and separate the shop, for example, what is on the shop surplus list can go now. And of course, this is specialty items that, we want us to be able to see if we can use our auction process, etc. The academic surplus list. Shops are in yellow. The academic surplus list are items that we are not bringing to the new building. And that's where you have, when we start talking about 25 desks per classroom, 2 teacher desks or whatnot, we know that we're going to have to get rid of it. But I wanted to put it in front of the school committee because what is the plan that you would like us to do with the student desks, the student combos with that? And our regular, when we auction things, you have to take pictures, you have to do make and model and all of that and put it out to bid.
No, actually, we have a contract with Auctions International. They come in and they take care of everything. So we would not have to handle it.
What was it? Would you say that?
Auctions International, which we have used, my signature was here. We've used them in the past to do all the auctioning of the items. So there is one item on here that was supposed to go out for auction last year, but when they did the listing, it was missed. So we were just asking for it to be done now because there's no need for it in the shop anymore.
But when we get to classroom furniture.
Right,
Mhm.
okay, all right. So there's, we talked about this at the building committee meetings and stuff. One of the things that the foundation has asked is that, we know we can't have people traveling through the school, taking things, putting a donation in the box, so the suggestion was made, that all the excess, tables or chairs that we want to, for them to be able to take, or whatever the item might be, it would all be lined up in the gymnasium, for example. And they would say, yeah, I'd like to get a chair, or I'd like to have this, and they would give a donation to the foundation. So the foundation can make the money, which they, uses towards the school. So, the other thing that we had talked about in the past, is that we talked to the area schools, about what they want. And they would have to, when school closes on June 12th, they're here on the 13th for the truck to remove it themselves. So they have to send out their own janitors, take their stuff out of here. Those were just, so that's before we access on the RAF or put them on that list. I think we should have an opportunity to let people take them. And then, because whatever's left here, like a table or chair, they're gonna charge us extra for demolition.
Or will you be looking for a cap on a monetary, so a chair versus a leaf? Would you?
Yeah,
You're talking
equipment
about
like
like
that has to
smaller
be
ticket items.
just
that we might-
small ticket items, big ticket
Just to let
items
me
have
know
to,
that
you know,
before we present
because
something.
they're not gonna be able to move them in time.
Right,
It's just-
Well, some people may local shops, but I'm just wondering when we're putting the list together, if it, the desks. I have a listserv that I can put that on and ask local schools if anybody's in need of desks.
Yeah.
We have this, come and pick it up and they set that up, so there are other.
Now, how about some of our shop equipment that, because we got new stuff, we might be leaving it. Be advantageous for us to donate.
This is the stuff that they
So what
can,
I'm saying is that we called like Southeast, said, hey, your machine shop, these are the equipment that we're leaving, can you use any of these?
yeah, I think for the most part, the equipment that was
So-
going is already pretty much gone. If you look, these are things like we will be getting the new, we can get rid of this stuff now. So, I mean, I would rather if we can get the auction and get some money into our account with the shop specific, I mean, canes and things like that. Like canes and phlebotomy chairs, maybe that smaller level stuff we could send out to other vocational schools.
Certain things wouldn't be worth putting
Right.
on the surplus, but I think the bigger ticket items. It would also help financially as well. For any replacements, as we move into the school and people are realizing. we need this, or, you know. But that would also help as well.
So whatever we get, that being foundation.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's, I think they're working with Brian on this to form a date when they can last minute tour for the alumni people and take a tour of the school and
Yeah, the last
maybe pick up
one. The last
something on their way out to remember themselves by.
Just,
Stuff that is fixed objects like clockets, somebody's already asked for that now.
Yeah.
It's a fit, that is fixed in the wall and the Suffolk does not want anything being touched.
Well, this,
So
that makes sense.
and I think as I wrap my head around getting every item out of this building, you know, I just worry about a timeline to get everything and how we moving it all down into the gymnasium for people to walk through.
I
because
don't
that's
know,
what-
I don't know how we do. I mean, the big thing,
lot
I
of cannabis.
believe, when we talk about it, have to be, we didn't want people carrying things.
Okay.
So we don't have to have a lot. I mean, some in the gym. It doesn't have to be 500 chairs and tables.
If you want, like the auto shop, they have a garage door, it'd be easier to get stuff out now.
The thing is, if you look at some of the academic material, you're going to have desks after
Yeah.
desks. I mean, we're going to have literally
Gotta get
hundreds
stuff.
of desks. So we can't move them down to the gym,
Yeah.
once we start now. And the teacher desk, once you've seen one, you've seen them all. But if you put it out there that this is a desk, we have 8 of these. You want them? Here it is. We're just looking for the most efficient and speedy way to get rid of these items.
Yeah, I think
That's it.
asking all the area schools, they would have to get them like,
I was gonna say that too.
yeah.
We could do that. We could reach out to.
And then you count how many, and then if you have another 300 that are counted for,
Reach
then
out to the
those you.
Say what you
Like-
want.
And to the private school, as you said, no name and.
There's always, there's always material, whether it's St. Michael's, Holy Name, whoever.
Yeah.
Say, we have this available for you. Are you interested? We could also reach out to our middle schools. You know, when someone said, Swansea, say, look, we have stuff available. Do you want it? Westport may not because that's a relatively new school, but both the middle school and the high school. That's relative, but.
Well, you should send it out.
Send it out,
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
send it out, they get to know.
The idea is that we just, here it is, take a look.
We'd have to have a list.
I think what
Provide
you're
that
gonna
this school we
find
have an excess, we want any of these.
I think what you're gonna find is that there will be some schools that are interested
That's
in some of
the
that.
academics, so
Yes,
academics is pretty much a list.
So
The recommendation is to approve the surplus equipment as submitted.
So move.
Need a second?
I can,
All in favor? Aye.
So what we'll do, this list is going to probably either keep growing, moving, changing, that we'll just keep you in, we'll do like this. You're in the loop as to what is out there, what's moving out of the building. That way you're comfortable with what we're doing here. But expect the list to grow.
Yeah.
All right, M, monthly financial report.
okay, so what we have here is our regular appropriation report. You have a few transfers just from doing some reconciliations, items that were budgeted, so that would later on an agenda. For the student activity, the one that's named fund balances, the school store, I know that that's been a topic of conversation. Since the school starts been up and running, I have been receiving some invoices for stuff that's student related that we're not charging back to this as far as revenue or income for the school store, so that we'll start seeing that number. Because they're purchasing the items, you know, for students that need uniforms, and then we're not charging it back to any general fund, anything as we discussed in previous meetings. And then I do know on here that the homecoming amount is fairly high right now, but we did just pay an invoice, so that will be down on the next report about $9,000 as opposed to the 40.
All right, any questions or comments?
Just want to say too, with the school store, we try not to buy a lot of stuff. Because we don't want to have to move it. Get inventory.
All right, we have some expenditures.
Yes, so we have the 4 expenditures that were listed before for the MSBA. Which would be Colliers for $121,484.25. The Castle Booth for $136,411.59. No, sorry.
Well, we already approved.
Okay, so that's okay, all right, I just wanna make sure. Okay, so, as far as new expenditures, we have Wallaca for the $55,320, $300.20. That is an open encumbrance for the next 6 months. That's not a monthly fee. We have the Collaborative Ed Solutions for $23,625 for contracts for reading services for FY 26. We have A&D Promotions for $16,813 for the FY 26 graduation cap gowns, tassels, and stoles. We have Brown University Health for $15,000 for contracted services for and speech pathologist for FY 26. And for Hub Technical, it's $12,610.70, and that is replacement desktop PCs for the district office. As over Christmas break, they will be upgrading all of our computers and moving us over to Google and offering onto a different server. So in that, support that, we have to get new computers.
All right, questions?
Mr. Chairman, how come that went to a 6-month storage fee? We were paying monthly.
So we are paying monthly, but this is an open encumbrance for the next 6 months.
So it'll still be paid monthly.
It will still be
Okay.
paid, yes, it will still be paid monthly, yes. I will bring to your attention that they are charging us insurance, which we are reaching out to our carriers to see if they offer something a little less expensive due to the value of what they're storing right now. So this is the first month that they charged us $3,900 for insurance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that what the building's supposed to be covered? I mean,
So I
if you store it in a building, why would it be, monthly?
I think because of the price of what they are holding on to.
The Mr.
The value of
Tonight
that.
did speak about this, and we were saying, well, what's the difference? We are being charged insurance, but yet we have insurance.
Yeah, but
It's $5 per thousand is what they're charging us.
But my question is, go to a storage facility and rent for a monthly.
Yeah.
They have insurance. So why are we paying insurance on stuff stored in their building?
So we are working on that to see if we have covered ourselves for any liability, but I
They should
understand.
have their own coverage already for anything that they're taking into their building.
I understand.
So why are we paying insurance for
We are-
their building?
Yeah.
That's exactly the angle we're working with our
Yes.
insurance. We don't understand
Right.
why are we
Yes.
paying insurance when we have insurance, and that is what.
And yes, I understand that the company, yes.
They should have their own insurance. They accepted us.
They're charging us to store the stuff, so they should.
Yes,
They have,
and I do understand that, but we are working with all part, this was the first month. The bill that we just received, it was the first one we received a couple weeks ago, so we're working on seeing why all of a sudden they're assessing.
There's extra charges and.
Yes, there a
Yes.
contract with these people?
I will have to look, because this was been going on
That was
for,
all started, that's
Prior to
You're not-
Swalaka.
No, I know, we don't have a contract to even set the fees.
I'll have to look into that. But again, the insurance is the first thing, but I want to be fully transparent and let you know, don't be over.
All right, next month, come back, see if they have a contract with us and we fall back on the insurance. Okay, recommendation to approve the expenditures, sets of $10,000 and submitted. The second,
second,
all in favor? Aye. Transfer of funds.
Okay, so just in reviewing, and some requests from the different shops, I just have the transfers here for a sum of $163,078. Some of it is just reclassification, within the own shops of, because they're cutting back a lot with their supplies, they have other things that they could use the money for. Did you have? Okay, no, sorry.
All right. The motion to transfer the available funds, the sum of $163,078.
Listen, was
Yes.
the director's salary LPN, it wasn't budgeted?
So it was actually budgeted within the teacher salary,
Oh.
but just going by the DESI requirements of,
Yeah.
of reporting.
That's what I
the year
figured it was.
report, I'm just trying to line the budget up with where the accounts are. So
Yeah.
that's really what this is for. Is things may have been budgeted a different line, but to probably that's the guidelines in the end of your report, just lining it up with them.
Okay, I don't get it. Why? Because it's gonna fall under, she's actually taking the budget.
Yes, because again, really looking at it, they may have budgeted something as a supply. But
Oh, I see.
It's really a piece of equipment, and we really should be capturing things exactly what they are, so one for budgeting purposes and two for reporting purposes.
So if they were holding back on supplies, so they're gonna spend the money on supplies on equipment instead.
So if you have,
So if they take one mechanic, take $4,000, so supplies.
yes.
So if they're cutting back on the supplies, which is good,
Mhm.
they want to spend the money anyways on something else, on some equipment.
It could have been, it's either one of two things, it was budgeted as a supply, but it's really a piece of equipment. So that's why we are reclassifying it from into the correct category. Or yes, it is something that they are asking for to purchase now as opposed to purchase supplies because they're not spending as much.
To give it back to the budget.
Yeah, while I do understand that it's movement within the shop. And again, because the shops are starting to really cut back on what they're purchasing, and we're also encouraging not to purchase anything that we're gonna have to move. So if you don't need to buy it, don't buy it, but at the end of the school year, we still have to spend this money. So it was budgeted for them, they're not taking from outside sources. So it's just a classification of how they wanna spend their money.
I'm sorry, I need to cut you off, my mom, sorry, I do need to go, but
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks, Josh.
I had a few questions. I'm gonna email you once I get home. It was just about some stuff I had moments after we moved on from the topic, but I will email you when I get home.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great night.
Thank you so much.
All right, any other questions? Or-
Couple of pages. You get a couple of pages of notes.
Oh, yes. You got ace with something, you ace.
Nothing, yeah.
I mean, some of them I do have, I have explanations of what it is that they're using, and it could have been that something they budgeted last year. It was listed as what, as a pre-purchase, but it really wasn't purchased. So they actually needed this year, so they requested it, they thought they had it in their budget. It was put in as a pre-purchase, but it was never ultimately purchased, and they still needed it, and that's another reason why.
All right. So I need a motion to approve the expenditures.
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Then you have a transfer of funds.
That's what we just.
That was out, yeah. FY 26 budget amendment.
So we had spoke about this a few weeks ago, a few meetings ago, as of, interest on the bond had gone up, from what was initially proposed. So the initial, interest peak, that's June 1st of 2026. When the original budget was put together, it was, listed as $3,232,158.75. But when the final numbers came out, it increased to $4,291,894.44, which is $1,059,735.69 change. All of the member towns have reached out because when we sent out the assessments, as we had discussed, we sent it out with the increase. They all did pay the increase. I did reach out to our contact over at Unibank. Show that there's nothing we could do as far as spreading this increase out over the course of the bond, and we could not. It said the sale of the bond took place after the budget, so the number that Paul proposed was just an estimate. And there were, the towns were notified, or it was mentioned that there would be an increase. In speaking with Lynn, we were over at Unibank, in 8 years, we do have a call period, we could go out, but we would have to revisit this at that time.
What's the interest rate?
The interest rate is 5.1.5%,
We had anticipated what, 4.5?
yes.
So, but that was a bond that sold at 4.5%, it goes up.
When we had this was not final numbers when he presented this at the budget meeting. And we actually, the borrowing, it originally was 99,070,000, but we ended up borrowing 100,033,000.
Oh, my, excuse me.
No, that's, no, you're fine.
No,
So,
I understand.
so there was more principal, less of a premium and a higher coupon. So, but what we are doing is, as of right now, we have received some interest that we can use to offset the cost to the member towns. So we send out the higher amount for the second assessment. The first assessment, we did not include this increase. The second assessment we do, but the third and fourth assessment could potentially go down as we can apply the interest. And that could be voted on you, maybe next meeting if you'd like.
So what do you need from us for this?
So we just need to approve the budget increase because this increases the overall budget that was approved at the March meeting in 2020
Okay,
by the $1 million.
okay. So I need a motion to amend fiscal year 26 budget based on the increase of the initial bond interest payment due June 30th, 2026. The motion to approve.
Melissa, just,
Yes,
and that will just so your towns and city going to get an increased bill, just so you get the.
and they have all reached out
Yeah.
already. I have already explained everything to them and I said that I would reach out again after this meeting. They all did get an updated copy of that schedule to let them know that this is solid, that is not going to change going forward. It's just this first initial one.
Right.
But the district is trying to do what they can to see if we can take some of that burden off of the employers.
All right, so I need a motion.
Doctor Wu.
They're not listening. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Director's report.
Keeping it very brief. The enrollment as of December 1st was 14,700. There's see the breakdown, how it's affecting population here. I have that in the report altogether. The admissions application report, as of December 1st, we had 757 applications already for next year's freshman class. That number is actually very low. That's close now to almost 800 applications. I think we're at 791 as we sit here today. January 1st is the deadline for students to apply. We expect that after yesterday's tour, middle school tour, and repeated messages going out from the middle schools to what they have to do for their students. We expect that number to increase. The lottery is still set for March the 16th. Should be interesting.
What's the number? We accept?
We will go, that has to come before this committee. Again, that has not, the enrollment figure, the admission for the freshman class for next year has not been set by the committee yet. That will be coming forward, that'll be another discussion.
All right.
Co-op, we continue to remain strong in co-op. Again, 177 students, not again, but 177 students. The breakdown by shop is on the that I have here. LPN, heard from them, we're maintaining 33 students with the breakdown as 21 in, 11 out of the state. The LPN advisory board did meet on December 4th. It was well attended. Many points of discussion came up. And then lastly, not on any chart anywhere, but just discussion. Open house, we've actually had two of them. So we had open house on November the 23rd. There were over 1,300 visitors that came to Diamond. That was the Sunday afternoon one. And just yesterday, we had the middle school tours that took place from noon to about 2 o'clock as part of the lottery system. And we had in excess of 1,000 students come from. The interest in Diamond remains very high. That's my report.
Thank you. Any questions, comments? On to calendar of events.
Calendar events, be aware that we have the Christmas calendar coming up on December 10th. That date was changed for early dismissal earlier this evening. The building will start closing early on December 3rd. And as you see, the designations on what the holidays are and what faculty and staff. These are other members of the building will be. January, we reopen, ready for business on January the 5th. Yeah, students will be placed in their shops.
And when they get notified during the break?
They will be notified over the break. Yes. William Griffin and guidance counselors are working sort of all down so that on opening day of January the 5th, students have everything in place.
I can tell you that we put the form out and over 136 students have already chose their shops and, you know, we still have a while to go. But Lynn said, she said, I have to tell you, I'm excited to report that got really a real level playing field with the ones that got chosen, so.
Interesting.
It's, I think there's gonna be some ones that are actually surprisingly good.
Big kids happy this year.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
New Year's
resolution. It's a tough job.
Do want to report out too that Lynn is doing something new. She's not only having the students rank like the top 3, 4, 5 shops, but she's having them actually rank it from 1 to 18. So that when they get into those discussions with the parents, right, much reading to what you had said, right, that, you know, if you didn't get your top 1 or 2, but I noticed that your 5th or 6th is open, she ranked them for it. So she went right down, what's your top, 1 to 18? That's something new to share.
We don't have anything that came in by till when we. Responding, seeing none. Next scheduled meeting is January 8th. 26.
Yes, we have a need for executive session pursuant to Massachusetts General Law 38, Section 1A, Paragraph 2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for the negotiation with non-union personnel to conduct collective bargaining sessions or contract negotiations with non-union personnel, Leslie Becker Services on the superintendent, principal, accountant, and the DAA job descriptions. Be 3 minutes.
Need a motion to go to executive session? Need a second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Need a roll call on that?
Mr. Jennings,
Yes.
Mr. Beacon, Mr. DiBiaseu,
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan, Mr. Manuel's,
Yes.
Ms. Menard.
We are in open session. Need a roll call?
Mr. Jennings.
Yeah.
Mr. Beacon, Mr. DiBiaseu.
Yeah.
Attorney Flanagan, Mr. Manuel's,
Yeah.
Ms. Menard.
Here,
All right. Need a motion to adjourn? Second?
second.
You're adjourned.